Welcome to part 5 of the Shared Decision-Making Learning module. In this portion of our learning module, we are going to talk about some considerations after a decision is made and then close out our session. The guiding question for this portion is, what do we need to consider after a decision is made? So we're not going to dive too deeply into this, but we did just want to give you some things to think about. A decision is made, now what? So here are some important things to consider. How will you ask for feedback and refine and improve the decision-making processes and protocols? Creating a collaborative culture is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time, and we're not always going to get it right. But it is important to have a plan in place for how you're going to elicit feedback and refine your decision-making processes and protocols for ongoing growth and progress. Next, we want you to think about how you will create ownership and shared accountability in the follow-through of the decision that was made. So how are you going to distribute responsibilities once there is a decision made? Remember, we're better together and everyone brings strengths to the table. So how can we work together to get things done? We also want you to consider how you're going to communicate the decision to the school community. Transparency and open communication are key. How are you going to ensure that everyone is on the same page once a decision is made? Finally, how will you determine the effectiveness of a decision that was made? And if you don't get the results that you were looking for, how will you adjust? Think PDSA cycles and continuous improvement. It will be important to have a plan in place for how you're going to measure the effectiveness of your decision and ongoing reflection so you can adjust if it's not leading to the positive results you hoped for. If it's supportive to you, please feel free to pause and reflect on these considerations now. This brings us to the end of our shared decision-making learning module, and we want to just share a couple key takeaways from this learning. First is a culture of collaboration and psychological safety are needed for successful shared decision-making. Second, we want you to remember that shared decision-making requires planning, clear processes and protocols, and ongoing reflection and communication. What ideas are resonating with you right now, and what questions do you still have? Pause here to reflect on your key takeaways. Before you go, we're going to quickly recap our objectives from the start of this learning experience. Did we reflect on key factors that impact success of shared decision-making before, during, and after? And did we explore consensus decision-making strategies and reflect on the benefits of coming to consensus within collaborative teams? Finally, we want to point you to some of the resources that we think would be great for you to explore to continue your learning around shared decision-making. And of course, if you need any additional support or are looking for more resources, remember you can reach out to your CERTAC team or visit their website listed here. Again, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your commitment to learning and growth, and we're truly excited for the possibilities that lie ahead for your community schools.